Welcome to Smart Cherry's Thoughts. This is Sai from India.
Firstly, thank you very much, Isabel, for giving me opportunity to interview you.
It's really nice to talk with people from other places and I don't know, share my experience if it's interesting.
So I've gone through your profile and I can see that you are working on backend.
Yeah, I'm a backend developer. I've been working as a backend developer for 10 years or so, more or less, in several different companies and doing different, well, working with different technologies. I started doing PHP, and I was working with PHP for, I think it was like 7 or 8 years, and now I'm working with Kotlin since 2020. It's going to be, well, 2 years and a half or so. And well, I also touch other languages, but those are the main ones.
So you are from?
I'm from Spain. I'm from Madrid, but currently I live in Barcelona.
So I can understand you're into backend from long time. So I'm sure you might have learned a lot.
Yeah, well, I hope so, but yeah, I think I face a lot of different challenges, and well, I think it's really interesting once you have worked in this industry for for a lot of years now, because you kind of learn and face super different problems, and I don't know, I think it's really interesting to have this opportunity.
So what problems do you like to solve as a backend developer?
Well, I like to solve any problem that has an impact on the final user. So I don't have like the thing that I like the most doing, because what I like to do is to uh, develop software that is useful for someone, and I love to do it in the best way that I can. Always following always doing testing, always following best practices and trying to improve from since I started. I try to improve a lot the way that I develop.
So what kind of applications you worked on?
I've worked in several applications. I've worked in e-commerce project, for example. I've also worked in marketplaces, and right now I work in logistics for a car manufacturer company. And well, the the problems that you face there are kind of different, because when you work in a marketplace or in a e-commerce, you are open to a lot of people, and you have to balance this kind of traffic and these things. And when you work in logistics, the traffic is smaller, but the problems are kind of different, because it depends a lot on what the supply chain needs, or these kind of things.
What exactly your responsibilities?
Uh, I work, well, I mean, I'm not responsible by myself for like anything, just me. My team is responsible to um, managing the delivery of cars that are constructed in here in a town near Barcelona and are sent to different cities, for example. And also we manage an application that help the people in the that are constructing these cars to allocate them inside the not the building but the area that they have, because when a car is finished, maybe there are some things that need to be worked on, or something is broken, or these kind of things, and the cars need to stay in the area for some time before they are sent to the final users. And we manage these kind of things. And also we manage a part of one of the applications that has a overview of the supply chain for these cars. So we manage these 3 applications, more or less.
So what technologies you know?
Right now I work with Kotlin, Postgre, MySQL, Spring Boot, but I also work in the past with PHP, with Redis, with Elastic. I monitor applications with New Relic. Right now I do it with Datadog. And there are some other things around those technologies, but those are the main ones that I use.
So working as a backend developer, interacting with your teammates, so how you are able to make things possible?
I think the main focus for us is always the same. So we want to achieve and finish features for the users to help them work, and that's our goal. So in that sense, we try to do everything. We work in Agile, and we always try to focus as much as possible on the first task that we need to deliver, and then we move forward to the following task, but always having in mind and having a focus on the most the task that is most priority for that space of time, for that sprint. But also we like to empower each other. We like to be kind with each other. We understand that all of us came from different backgrounds, and because of that we have different experience. So we try to have that in mind, and working always together and trying to, have like a safe space where we know that we are valued, and we try to make it easier for everyone to work with us.
So do you have any application on which you have spent a lot of time and tried to understand by taking so much time?
But you mean like just by myself, or with
You
like in my
or
work?
your team?
Yeah. We have, the one that help managing like the stock of the cars in the area is one application that we dedicated a lot of time. We took it like from a proof of concept, and we evolved it until what it is now. That is, it's high use inside the company, and it's a really easy application because the functionality and the features that it has, they are not like super complex, but all of us are really focused on giving value to the users, and we see that this application is value and they need it to use every day, and we are helping them to make easier their work. So we try to take a lot of care on everything that we do involving this application.
And any particular experience that you cannot forget working on any project?
I have a lot of experience that I can't forget, but I'm thinking. So we, at some point with this application, for example, we realized that the database that we were using was not the best option. So it was really nice because it depends a lot of the company and of the team that you are working on, but it's kind of difficult to face and make product to face a database change, because they always think that there is a lot of time and this is not giving value to the product and these kind of things. But we were able to make product understand that the change of the database, it will take time, but it will make everything like more safe, and the users will have a better experience. So in the end, we were able to convince product to do this change, and we did it. It took time, of course, but as we tried to do everything applying hexagonal architecture, and well, we have everything tested by unit and integration test. It was not a high risk to do this change, so we do it everything gradually, and we really put the focus on not affecting the usability of the application. So we deliver this change without zero downtime for the final user, which is which was kind of difficult, but I mean, I'm really proud of this change that we did, and the team was really focused on doing this and doing it right. So we enjoyed a lot the experience.
So how is working as a backend developer?
Well, I love it. It's a different adventure from the beginning until the end. I changed a lot. I mean, I shift a lot of different jobs, and I think they, even though maybe they are in the same, well, they are covering the same topic or something really similar, the challenges that you face are like quite different from one to another. And I really like the idea of making something just work from the requirement that some product owner decide to do, to have something working in production, and the user using them and seeing that we are helping people to, I don't know, maybe it's silly, okay, because we are not saving lives or things like that, but we are trying to make everyone lives easier. So I like that.
And what is your approach for any task that you get?
My approach, for example, I try to understand the big picture of the task, okay? I try to understand why we want to work on that, what's the output that we want to get. I try to analyze if there is another way, easier or shorter, to solve the problem that I'm facing. And I try to deliver the easiest and most readable solution available. I try to apply always hexagonal architecture because in the end I'm really used to do it in that way and it's faster for me. I work also with test-driven development, so I try to have like everything tested as much as I can, and I try to own the task from the beginning until the end because that gives me perspective of what I'm doing. So my job doesn't end once I just finish coding. I am in charge until I deploy this task to production and until I see that the impact that we are having with the feature is the one that we wanted in the end. If it's not, well, I try to talk with, I don't know, the product owner or the team to see where was the problem. Maybe the problem was in the implementation. Maybe we did something wrong and we need to analyze that. Or maybe the hypothesis that we were trying to solve. I mean, in the end, the option that we provide was not the right one, and that's fine. But always I try to do it in a easy way to not waste so much time, like thinking a super hard solution, because I want to have my code as fast as possible in production and validate that the output that we have is the one that we wanted.
And what is your previous experience and how that experience is helping you in doing your present role or job?
Well, I work in different areas, but I think that the company that I work for, like in the past, define a lot the way that I'm working right now. So we work in a second-hand marketplace app, which has a high volume of traffic. So you need to be really mindful about the things that you do because they were going to impact to a lot of people, and if you make a mistake, the impact is going to be bigger than if you make a mistake in a smaller app. So that changed my mind a lot, and also I started to be more aware of not just my coding skills, but my ownership. And well, I started to do the thing that I was mentioning, to be the owner of the feature from the beginning until the end, not just finish my pull request or something and then forget about the task, because at this point, when you finish something, you are the most prepared person to follow up the feature or the functionality, and that changed me a lot. And also, I start in this company, I started to be more aware of the health of the application in general. So I started to actively observe the status of the application and learning like how I can know if something were changing or if something were wrong, if there was no alert or anything that screams to me, hey, something is broken. And it was really nice.
Is there any particular task or a project on which you thought you need to use maximum skills of yours?
Well, in the project that I worked before in my previous company, I learned a lot, but I needed to focus a lot on my technical skills because, as I told you, mistakes were like impacting a lot of people. So you need to be sure that everything that was going to production has the quality that it needed to be. You cannot just put something and not be sure that it was working right, because I mean there were like a lot of people affected, and when people are not able to access the app, they call you.
So any best experience?
Uh, in this company, I mean, I have a lot of good experience I have a lot of good experience in my current company, but I have a lot of good memories from my previous one. And well, the job was really stressful, but the good thing was that you learn a lot every day. So at one point we have like some people were attacking the system, and we were like all the team in one room until we were able to solve the problem that we were having. And I mean, it's not the best situation to learn and these kind of things, but it tests you a lot. And in these difficult moments, I don't know, you learn a lot from your teammates, and you feel like super good because all of you are facing the same problem together.
So with the skills that you have, like you said that you worked on projects which belongs to different industries.
Yeah. So which skills?
The skills that you have right now. So you have worked with that skills for projects which belongs to different industries.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot about impacts in this marketplace application, but I learned a lot about how to work with other profiles in one of the companies that I work like at the beginning of my journey as a backend developer, and how to face different problems and how to face problems and to solve in different ways, and how I don't know, it was really nice because we learned from each other a lot, and I was not experienced at all when I started there, and when I leave, I learned really good things and really good practices, and that was the base that allowed me to grow until the point that I am right now, as my technical skills are today.
So how much time you spend on technology in your life?
Oof, a lot. Uh, Well, I work full time, so it's around 8 hours. But yeah, as I am a mentor in my free time, I also prepare different talks. I read books. So I don't know, most of my time is around technology.
So I'm sure you might have learned a lot in technology, not only backend.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think there are a lot of things to learn, but yeah, I learn a lot. But I don't know. For example, I learned that it's really important um, to test everything that you do, because in that way you can forget about it, and and do not be worried that everything is going to work or not. So you don't have to think twice about a thing that you have tested, and in that way you can focus always on the thing that you are doing and not focusing on the things that you have done in the past, for example. So I like that. But that was, it took me like 4 years to learn that this skill was really valued. So yeah, and well, right now I'm learning about how to keep growing and help my teammates to grow, which is something that I have not covered in the past. But also I'm really interested in observability, for example. I have talked about New Relic and Datadog, which are the tools that I have used to know the health of a system, but I'm learning a lot in that sense, not just to how to react on a crisis or when something is broken, but how to analyze a system and be able to see if something is not right.
So you worked on Neuralink.
Sorry, can you repeat?
You said you worked on Neuralink.
I used New Relic. I
Okay.
used New Relic when I was working in this second-hand marketplace to monitor the login system, for example, of the application.
So apart from backend development, what you like in technology?
Uh, I have done a bit of front-end development, but I like more and I do more backend. But also I don't know, I'm really focused on creating an environment where everyone can grow, for example. I know that it's not so technology focused, but it's something that's important to be able to work nicely. And yeah, I'm really focused on that and on helping other people to improve their skills or to learn something new.
So I'm sure there will be a lot of people who will be listening and watching you right now. So uh, they can be a backend developers, beginning level or intermediate level or expert level. So what do you say to them? What advices or what ideas or what experiences that you had that will definitely help everybody?
Uh, if I have to say something to all the levels, it will be to do to test the code that you write, because it will help you a lot. It will help you to work safer, to feel more empowered by the things that you do, and to be able to deploy to production whenever you want. And I think it's a game changer once you realize how important is testing, because I think at the beginning is something that it needs to happen, okay? But it's not until you realize how powerful is this that you really have the value from it. So that will be my advice, to try to understand as much as possible why testing is really something that you need to know.
So how impactful backend development job?
How? What do you mean?
How much it creates impact on any application?
Oof.
Uh,
I mean, it's a game changer in all the senses, because, for example, it open up a lot of opportunities, okay, that will not be there if you are not doing tests. But also it will help you to grow as a developer, because not a lot of people see the value that it gives us. And once you do test and you know how to do it, and you have worked with them for some time, you realize that it's not only be sure or be safe once you deploy something to production. It also helps you to deliver better code, which is more readable and more maintainable, and which people are happy to work with. And it gives you like a lot of opportunities. Maybe if you have a bug in production, it's like super difficult to not affecting a production environment once you need to debug something. So if you are used to do tests, you can replicate the bug and then try to understand why it's happening. If you are only debugging in production, these kind of problems, it's super stressful because you don't know what is happening. Maybe if you have a super good system of logs or something like that, or a super visible application, it's okay. But if you does not have a good observability on your application, or your log system is like by default, and you are not working really focus on improving this, it's a nightmare. And if you have testing, at least you can replicate the behavior that's in production and then debug and understand better the things that are doing it. Sorry, do you allow me to turn on the light because it's really dark here?
Yeah.
Okay. Better.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Yeah, go on.
No, and I even was in different conferences where they say, okay, maybe I don't do tests all the time. It's okay if you don't do tests all the time, but once testing is part of your normal or your regular workflow, you improve a lot doing it, improve a lot understanding it, and you don't want to work without this anymore.
So, being a backend developer, working on different projects, so learning from different projects. So, what are those qualities of yours which is helping you to wake up in the morning every day and go and do the backend work? What is your driving force, or what is that is making you to be very passionate about it?
Well, I always love technology, and I'm a learner. I love to learn. It's something that I'm really passionate about. So at some point, I saw that my knowledge was useful for other people, and then I started to share. But the thing that makes my days learning something new or delivering something that is impactful. But yeah, mainly that, and also working with people that value my job and that feel valued by me. So that's another thing that I'm really happy with.
So, working on different projects, understanding it. Uh, so you're talking with a lifeless machine called computer, and also you're talking with people, human beings. So how do you explain this? Because you do both in your job.
Yeah. Well, I have to learn to do it also because working with a machine is easier than trying to explain something to people. So at some point, I started to do it per programming all the time, and it's exhausted, but you learn that you need to communicate a lot. And I try always to communicate all the things that I am doing and see if I'm being understood. But it's complicated because in the end, everyone has their idea on mind. So you need to create an environment of continuous learning to really get the best from everyone.
You see different requirements from different clients or different companies. So,
Yeah.
and you see what they are doing and what their business is about, and you are trying to deliver what they want and in the given time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's not easy because an idea is like super good, but it's always super easy in the mind of the people that has this awesome idea. But once you take this idea or this requirement and try to move it to the real world, to the real situation that you have with the application and everything, it's kind of complicated, and you need to do a lot of effort in making the people that gives you the requirement understand that maybe the thing that they thought it was super easy to do, it's not. But also you need to find a way to don't spend like 2 months doing I don't know, something super simple. Yeah, so you need to balance that. You need to balance the requirement that you have. You need to balance the situation of the application and deliver something that has has quality and is tested and is maintainable, but solves the problem that they have. I also find at some point that people ask for things because they thought that was the solution of their problem, but actually it was not. And what I found out after those years working is that it's better to have the problem and then try to deliver a solution than to just follow like the requirements, because the people that think about this solution maybe does not have in mind the status of the application, but you have it. So the best way to solve the problem is together.
And as a backend developer, what is tough for you and what is easy for you?
Oof. Well, what is tough is to like converting, well, to solve a problem, actually. It's super easy to just finish a task and be not involved, just like doing what they ask you. But it's really hard, and for me, is the best thing to work in that way, to be given a problem and try to find the solution that is best for everyone, not only best in technically speaking, but best in time speaking, best in resources spent, in these kind of things. Uh, because you need to have like a lot of knowledge about the how things are done, why they are done in this way, to be able to decide something that it's at least good for everybody. It's not the best solution. I'm sure that never the best solution, but it's a good solution, and it's okay for everyone to work in that.
In your experience as a backend developer, what that particular thing that you found that is making things easier for you to do your present job?
Communication. I mean,
Okay.
being able to communicate clearly what you are doing, what you need to be done, and why you need have something done in a specific way or something like that. I think it's the key to everything, because the product can change, the people can change, but if you are able to communicate effectively with people, you are going to be way, I mean, you are going to be good. And also to understand that all their opinions are valued, and to listen to everyone, because I've worked with people that, well, there are a lot of profiles in tech, but I work with people that are not so interested in the opinion that other people is giving, and you are, I mean, they are losing a lot of information and a lot of good input, just thinking that the solution is the only one possible.
So what is common in all the projects that you did?
What is common is that all the projects try to have a good impact on the user. I think that's the common thing, and also that everyone wants to do their best, technically speaking. I mean, people in the end, people doesn't like to deliver shitty solutions. Okay, every one of us want to deliver good quality code and do it right. But we need to understand that maybe because of the situation or because of the experience or because of the knowledge of someone, maybe the solution is not the best. And you need to understand that and help other people to learn how to do it better, because that's what everybody wants in the end.
So as a backend developer, how this backend development in your experience, how backend development impacted the front end, and any examples that in your from your experience?
In front end, I mean, we impact a lot. Currently, we work a lot in the backend part, and we spend less time working on the front end part. And well, that's what the project needs at this point, okay? But I've worked in other moments of my life where the load for front end was bigger. But it's really important, like, to work together, and not going like, okay, I'm backend, I'm doing my thing, and I'm frontend, I'm doing my thing. It's really important to work together, because in the end, the user doesn't mind if the work is frontend or backend or wherever. They just want the application or the website to work. And we need to understand that, because we used to work a lot in just our thing, like backend is my thing, but in the end, your thing is that the user has a good experience, not just the backend. I mean, if I'm going to explain to someone, this API works, but the front end is not working, that's a shitty experience. I mean, people doesn't mind if it's the API working and it's the front end. The people is focused on having a good experience, be able to use what you give them. So I think it's something that we need to be really mindful. I mean, if you change an API, you need to have in mind that you need to talk with front-end developers to align on this change. Be sure that nothing is broken, and if frontend wants something from backend, or frontend is going to change something that could affect backend, they need to communicate that. They need to work together, not one against the other, and these kind of things.
So how is working with applications which comes in different levels? For example, application having less users who is hitting the website, the application which has more users. So how different for you to work for different levels of applications like that?
Mhm. So, uh, working with a high volume of traffic, it's, I mean, for me, for example, is really interesting because, as I was saying, you learn a lot, but also you are like in a rush all the time. So you need to go super fast on things, and maybe you are more focused on giving things that in the impact of the things that you are developing. Okay. And once you work in a less traffic, well, in an application with less traffic, you can focus more in the things that, the quality of the things that you do and the impact that they are having. You cannot, you cannot change an idea or a decision, or it's really hard to do it when you are working in an application with millions of users, because a decision is made at really high level and it's analyzed by a lot of people. So you cannot say, okay, this is not the way to go, unless it's something like, I mean, this is a horrible idea and we should not do it. But when you work in an application with less users, you are able to be involved in all the stages of an idea. So from the beginning, they ask you, what do you think about this? Do you think this is something doable? This is something that we can do in this amount of time? And you are more involved in these kind of things. You feel more like the application is yours, because uh, the users maybe know you personally. I mean, the users send emails to me or to my team directly, and it's not like you talk with the support system and then the support system move the request to you. And also you are able to act faster, because if something is broken, you can just go and fix it. And if you are working in a really big application, maybe you need to talk with a lot of teams to solve a problem, and it needs to be analyzed from a lot of different perspectives until you are able to actually work on it. So I think both options are really nice, and they have like good things and bad things.
And how you developed this effective thinking to be a good backend developer,
I don't know.
other than communication skill?
I think in my situation, one of the things that I value most is I try to understand deeply the thing that I'm working on. That helps me to be like super detailed on the solution that I provide, but also I know, or I try to know as much as possible, the possibilities that I have. And it's really nice because you can be really mindful doing testing and have all the possible options there, and also be able to communicate uh, sooner when you find a blocker or a problem. Because if you do it in the other way around, if you just start working on the problem and try to understand it while you are coding, maybe you have been working on something for a week, and then you find a problem that cannot be solved immediately, and it's a week that you have spent on something. And as I try to do this work at the beginning, I think the possibility of the team to react to any kind of blockers or problems is faster, is better.
So uh, by adding value, you're adding value to the work or to the company or to the people around you or to the project that you're working on. So how impactful you are as a backend developer, as a technologist.
I think I am impactful. The team value a lot my technical opinion, and I think that since I'm in this team, I improve like the technical solutions that we provide, but also I improve how people work on the task. So I try to make everyone understand that it's important to own the task from the beginning until the end, be involved, just not leaving the solution there and not worrying about it anymore. So I'm impactful at a technical level, but not just by the things that I'm doing, but also by the things that my team is doing, because we try to work in this way that we care a lot about the health of the system, about the solution that we provide, and I think this is really good for everyone.
And what is going to be the future when it comes to backend?
I don't know. I hope I like a lot Kotlin, so I hope we move in this direction. But the thing that I'm really sure is that it's going to be something easy to understand, easy to read, and easy to learn. I think right now, I think Kotlin is a good option there, but maybe in some years there's another language that comes, or maybe it's JavaScript. I really don't know, but I'm sure it's going to be something easy to learn, easy to read, and easy to maintain. In any other way, it's going to be complicated. The learning curve is going to be higher, and people are going to be are going to be productive, but they are going to take more time understanding just the tool and not understanding the real problem or the real thing that is the domain problem, for example.
And what is your educational background?
I study in the university. I study technical engineer in Madrid 10 years ago. And I just did that. I have done some courses more related to testing or JavaScript, but I just have like the university and the lower levels, of course. But yeah, that's that.
And working in technology for these many years, what you have understood about technology, how technology is helping humans to solve their problems?
I learned from technology that things are not always as easy as we think. And that you can have super different solutions that are all good. And you need to be like, you need to learn that your code is not you. So it's really interesting to do that, because if not, you are not going to learn. You are just going to be with your code and no, this is me, and I don't want to evolve. And it's really important to evolve in technology. But I mean, the world has changed a lot since I started to work. In the beginning, it was like, in the beginning, I feel really old now. So it was like complicated to buy secondhand, and currently we can buy secondhand like super easy. You have like thousands of applications or websites to work with, or maybe it was super complicated to find something like really specific, and now you can find it just in minutes. Maybe you want at the beginning, finding a technical book it was not as easy as it is today, for example, or learning from other people, it was not as easy as it is today. So I think technology has changed us a lot in this sense. We have a lot of information and a lot of sources to learn, and you just need to decide or discover that they are available, and you can do it. When I started, for example, it was not so easy to learn new languages or these kind of things. And then when I finished, the boot camps started, and you can learn to program in some months, and it was not as easy before that.
And you saw the evolution of the technology. You have worked on different tools. You have used different tools for different projects in order to make things work or possible, right? So, uh, what do you say about this evolution? And what is that quality makes any technologist to be adaptable for any change that happens?
I think the most important thing here is to not be attached to a tool. And I think is the one thing that make me successful is to not be attached to a tool. I mean, you have a lot of possibilities, you have a lot of different languages, and you need to be open to use them whenever you need. That will make you learn the different good things and bad things, or for everything. Well, for all of these technologies, these tools, and in the future, when you have worked with some of them, you will be able and you will have really good criteria to decide which is the best tool to choose for solving a specific problem. But one of the things that I found out is we just start with one technology and we try to solve everything with that technology, and maybe it's not the best option. But also the other way around, we tend to think that the rest of the programming languages or technologies are not as good as the one that we choose. And this is something that I really see once I was working with PHP, because PHP is a really old language that has evolved a lot, and people tend to think that PHP is like doing small scripts in one file without object-oriented programming and these kind of things, just like a mess without test and these things. And in the end, there are really cool things that are done today with PHP, following best practices, following hexagonal architecture, following object-oriented programming, even functional programming. And I think this is something that has evolved a lot, and we need to give the tool the credit. Maybe it's not the best tool to solve any problem. For example, I love to work with Kotlin right now because it has a lot of features that I didn't have in PHP, and if I work with PHP, or once I work with PHP, I'm missing. But I mean, those different technologies can solve different problems, and you need to learn the goods and the bads for everything, and to decide with a criteria, not just following without thinking, this is what I do and this is the best option, and these kind of things.
And at last, what do you say about my questioning in this conversation?
You're questioning?
Yeah, my questioning in this conversation. What do you say about it?
It was really nice. I mean, I think that you ask me really interesting questions that are not the usual ones. So it's really interesting to have this conversation and to be able to speak about my experience.
And have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube?
Yeah, I saw some of them. I don't remember the names, but I saw that the people feel really comfortable talking to you. I mean, we don't know each other, and it was like really easy to follow the interview and to answer your questions. So yeah, really good.
And I personally did masters in software engineering, also bachelor's in computer science and engineering. Right now, I'm getting trained as AWS cloud DevOps engineer.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. So apart from it, I'm talking with experts like you who are already in the industry and working on different projects and who are working on different industries, who are from different parts of the world. I'm trying to learn from you people how you did it, how you solved it, how you made, how you work, like asking questions and trying to learn and also telling this to my audience. I have some social media following, so I'm telling to my audience some. So how this experience talking with people who already worked in the industry like you, asking you people and learning from you and also putting this content on my YouTube or podcast or on my website, how this experience is going to be helpful for me if I work in IT or if I work as a AWS DevOps engineer.
I think all the information that you could gather around the way that different companies work or different people work, it's going to give you a lot of perspective on how to solve problems. When I started, I didn't knew anyone that was working in backend development, especially in e-commerce, which is the part that I started, and I I had a lot of questions a lot of the time. So I think if I was able to learn or to listen from people from all over the world, uh, I could have a really different idea of what was my work in that moment. But yeah, I think it's really interesting that you approach people and are really eager to learn how we work on our day-to-day basis.
So can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Yeah.
Also, can I put this audio and video clip on my podcast, website, internet, social media, everywhere with your permission?
Yes.
And also, do you have any do you write any content in any website or any articles? You want to share anything of yours to my audience?
Yeah. I've write in Medium and Hashnote. I have write about mutation testing in Kotlin because it's something that I'm exploring and learning about. Uh, and also in Hashnote there is information about my last talk, which was in SymphonyCon in Disneyland Paris. And well, if you are interested in mutation testing, I'm really happy to talk with anyone.
So I'll if you send me the links, I'll put in the description of this video on YouTube. People who finds our video on YouTube can see it and also can see the work that you're doing and also can learn from you. At last, what advice as a backend developer you will give to me because I'm an upcoming DevOps engineer?
Uh, well, there's a lot, I mean, there are a lot of things that I can say, but I think the one that changed me was to really be kind and mindful with the team and the people that you are working with, because it's really interesting to learn from the experience and also to know that your opinions are valid and should be valuable in any environment. So people can learn from you even though you have less experience, and you of course can learn from someone which has a lot of experience.
It's really a valuable thing for me to know and to follow and to to put in my mind. Also, people who is listening, definitely that will help. If they use this advice and if they implement in their life, you will be the reason for their success.
Thank you.
So thank you, Isha, for giving me your time again and for answering some of my questions.
I'm happy to be part of this conversation and to meet you. It was really nice to talk with you.
Take care again.
Bye.
Bye.